All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Smiling Rainbow Unicorn of Doom. We would like to thank you guys for listening to XLR, Lander University Radio. And it's a little bit of a bittersweet episode to get today, guys. So this is my last episode ever. No. Surprise! No. So this is our last episode of 2020, and boy, what a year it has been. But before we get into all of that, this is sort of a chill episode today. I don't really have too many plans. We have a few questions from last week that we never got to answer. We'll sort of explain what's happening next semester, and just hang out and just pretend that we like each other. But before we get into that, this is the Smiling Rainbow Unicorn of Doom. I'm Thomas.
I'm Joe.
I'm Marquez.
And that's it. Sorry, I was turned down pretty low. I didn't realize. I was like, man, my voice is actually pleasant. I wonder why this is. And that's because it was low. So today we're going to start off with just a few questions we had left over from the Q&A, because some of them are pretty good. Some of them weren't, but I'm going to read the good ones.
Yeah.
And most actually, and I did last night. I was sitting there around midnight, and I was like, man, I should get a few more questions, just about what people's concerns and people's just general confusion about what's happening next semester for us. And I got a few questions from that, mostly from other XLR DJs, so I'll shout them out in a second. First one comes from Scotty Rocket, which is, she has two shows, Love Affair with Life every Thursday at 9 o'clock, and Tupac every Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Shout out to her. She asked, are you going to... What? Oh. Well, the first question was, will the unicorn ever get to voice on the air? No. So the unicorn is very precious to us. He's very precious to you. It was very precious to me. Joe routinely beats it.
Yes.
Which is
that's
fine.
Not a joke. I actually do.
Which is fine. I mean, that's how you're supposed to treat animals. But it's very precious to us, and also me walking into school with a unicorn would be a little confusing to some people. I don't think people are really ready for that. So, unfortunately, not. Maybe when we're towards graduation time, we'll get them on air. We're not too sure.
Yeah.
Next question. Are you going to be doing a podcast like you did over the summer? So the break's significantly shorter. The summer we had about 5 months. I plan on doing things over the summer, over winter break, which is like a month and a week for me.
Why is that short for you?
Because I have to come back early and I have to leave later because I'm an RA.
Okay.
So I don't have enough time to really do too much. I will bring my mic home, so maybe I'll do something, I don't know, just for fun, if I get bored enough, because I won't really have a job over this break for the first time in a while, but we'll see. I don't want to count anything out. Maybe I'll do some music stuff again, which I used to do in high school, but now I'm better, or at least I'm not horrible, because it's on the internet somewhere, but I did music in high school, and oh my god, it's pretty bad. Maybe I'll do some better stuff this time. Maybe I'll actually learn and cover songs that are well written instead of writing my own songs which are not well written. I don't know. Are you guys going to be doing a podcast over the summer, over the winter break?
I mean, obviously, if you do anything and you invite me on, I will participate. And I don't think... I'm not sure if there would be any point in doing a podcast thing before I start doing what I'm going to do next semester.
And we'll get into that in a minute. But
so I'll go with a no.
I don't know how to do a podcast, but if you invite me, I'll hop on and talk to you, but I don't really have much plans.
I'm not going to invite him. So, just like over the summer, I'm not going to invite. No, I'm kidding. Actually, okay, here's the funny thing. I did get some questions like, hey, you had all your friends on, or a lot of your friends on the podcast over the summer, and you didn't have Marquez on. Why is that? And there are multiple reasons for that. All the guests I had on the podcast were either able to see me in person, so we could just share a mic, or had a mic of their own. Marquez doesn't. So I was like, it would have been fine. You would have just used your headphone mic, which would have been fine. I did have an idea though. I was going to play that game show we did with the weird mascots. Mm-hmm. I was going to do that with you, but then we ran out of time. So we never did it. So I know you don't really care, but I just wanted to point out I'm not horrible. I didn't exclude Marquez.
No,
I had plans for him to be on it, but then summer ended very quickly, or quicker than I thought it would. Then we have a question from Bianca from Popcorn with Bianca and Sabrina every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. They're not having a show tonight, but they typically have a show every Wednesday night. She asks, she tells a story, actually. Let me do my story voice.
Story voice.
The three of you witnessed a mafia hit and are be put in a... The three of you have witnessed a mafia hit and are being placed into witness protection. What are you changing your name to? There's a second question after this, but we'll start with the first one. So I already know mine.
Bianca Boer.
Aha!
Gotcha.
There you go. We win. I love that.
Someone comes after me, they're coming after you. This is not my fault.
All right. Mark. So my fake name would be Holden Lemon. So I always thought Lemon was a pretty cool last name, like Lemmon. I don't know why. I just like lemons. I thought it was cool to have a last name called Lemon. Holden's just the name of my favorite, the main character of my favorite book, The Catcher in the Rye. So I thought it'd be cool, Holden Lemon, and it's also like just a weird statement, like it's like holding lemon.
Yeah, why don't you have like your middle name be like Arnold, so you're holding the lemon.
I want a lemon.
Oh my god. I don't know if I'd get that far into like I have a backstory to, but okay. So do you have your name?
My first name would be Kai.
I was gonna say because Kai is your go-to name.
Yeah, I don't know my
Because
last
Marquez and I will sometimes use fake names when we go to like a Chick-fil-A or a Starbucks, and they'll ask for our name. Well, I do it more often, but we'll do like fake names just because it's fun. I did Holden once, and then they actually remembered me. So I walked back in. They're like, "Hey, Holden." I was like, "Oh no."
I guess I'm holding forever now. That's funny.
Right. So I'm a horrible person, is what we've gained from this. But then the next question. Also, your new name is Kai Powell.
Kai Powell. There we go.
Kai Powell. So
Kai Powell.
the next question is, what would you choose for each other's names? So for you, Joe, Justin Sikowski.
Sikowski?
Yeah.
Am I like a composer?
Well, I knew a guy named Sikowski, or his
Okay.
last name was Sikowski.
Is there a motivation behind this? Do I just look like a Justin Sikowski to you?
You look like a Justin to me. That was the first name that came to my head, and then just Sikowski was the first.
Okay, well, I have mixed opinions about Justins. I know some good Justins and some bad Justins, so it's okay.
Well, we had a friend named Justin our
yeah.
freshman year, and then my cousin's named Justin.
Yeah. Well, I know.
You don't
I
look
know,
anything like my cousin. But
I know Lander counselor Justin, who's cool, and then a guy in high school named Justin who literally always smelled so bad. Like, if you imagine like the maximum like workout stink from like being on the football field for like several hours, he's like that all the time, no matter what.
God.
And it was miserable.
Okay.
I feel bad for him, but like not that bad because it's probably his fault.
Maybe.
So
yeah.
anyway, what's your name for my cousin?
Oh,
Go for it.
okay. I'm gonna try not to be not to be racist.
You gonna call me Jamal or something? Joaquin?
Let's go on Jadavian.
What?
Jadavian.
Jadavian? I actually knew somebody.
Jadavian Wallace. There you go.
I actually know somebody named Tredavian. He,
Oh, I've never heard that name before.
Yeah, he's friends with my
Well,
aunt.
okay, so that leads to a second point before we continue with the names. Marquez, I've been accused of being racist on multiple occasions. So will you make out with me? just so we can expel any
Come my lover boy.
any doubt that I am. Because you know that. Oh, I can't be racist. I have black friends. No,
Yeah.
I can't be racist. Watch this. So, anyways, Marquez, what's your name for me?
Bro. We homies.
His
You ain't
name's
gotta
Ross.
ask.
No, what's your name for me?
Oh.
We are done with
We're
that.
done with that? Okay. You're Andrew.
Andrew.
I
Okay.
could see you being an Andrew.
Andrew. Let's go with Lee Park.
Andrew Leaphart.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's really dope. Like Hart, like AHARDT or something like that, or just Hart.
No, it's Lee Park.
Leaphart. I thought you said Leaphart.
No, not Lee Park. Your heart sleep.
I knew a Lee and Hart, which is
Okay, that's pretty cool.
okay. Andrew Leapard. Mm-hmm. Leopard. Oh,
No, not Leopard. It's Lee Part.
oh, are those two words?
No, they're one word.
I've never heard Leapart before. That's why I'm a little confused.
Yeah, so I realized.
Okay. Yeah, what's your name for Joe?
Joe.
I'm really bad at winking. I'm winking at him profusely, but I'm really bad at winking.
You're just blinking.
Yeah, I'm not good at winking.
I can tell.
Because you and my friend Dalton resemble each other, like in attitudes, your first name is going to be Dalton,
Dalton.
and your last name will be... Shoot.
Leopard.
No.
We're brothers.
Yo, actually?
Okay, yeah, that's
brothers
a
now.
good bio.
Okay. We don't look dissimilar. We can pass as brothers.
Yeah.
You good.
You are Scruffy Lee. Marquez is Scruffy Lee. I realize that they can't see who I'm looking at, but Marquez is Scruffy Lee.
Okay.
And you are Jimbo Hawkins.
Okay. Well, since we're in a John Wayne film, your name is Dusty. Dusty. Oh, I was about to say a real name. Never mind. Because I know a guy named Dusty, and I almost said his real name, which is not something you should do. Okay. Here's the main crux of what we're going to talk about today is what are you doing next semester for your show? So I think we should talk first about you, and then we'll talk about what's happening with this show.
Okay, Marquez, go ahead.
Marquez, you have something to tell? You have something to tell the audience?
No, talking about Marquez's new show.
Yeah, I know. You have something to tell? Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
I didn't make a show, but...
Marquez has
We're
a
all
show,
like
guys.
that.
No.
It's secret. You have to tune into a secret radio channel to get access to it.
Exactly.
So what are we talking about me for? Like, what do we...
What do you mean? What do you?
Well,
what
no,
do you
no,
think
I mean,
we're about to
no,
talk
I mean,
about?
you said you want to talk about your show, but you want to talk about me first. Like, what about me do you want to talk about?
Like your show.
No,
Like just
because we haven't talked about it yet on air.
Yes,
they
I
don't
know.
know what's happening with you.
I haven't talked about it really that much with you, period.
Then
I know. Okay. I peeked there because you made me angry. So last night,
I made you angry.
yes, you made me furious. So last night, I spoke to the XLR station managers, and I talked about the concept for a show that I will be starting next semester. Its current title, which I believe it'll be its title unless I change my mind, is called And We're Live, with Joseph Cadell. And the general gist is that it was inspired by the mascot episode that Thomas did with us, because I thought that was really fun. And I like the idea of a singular host that interacts with guests in sort of a game show-like setting. Because I've always just liked that vibe a lot. So that's going to be the general gist. I'll have one, if I get popular enough to have a lot of people on, potentially 2 different segments with different guests doing some kind of quiz show, game show, trivia, riddles, something like that. You know, something to interact with different people. And primarily the music will be a lot of like 50s, 60s, jazz, you know, a lot of big band stuff. Things that you would think of with the game show aesthetic. So I will be solo hosting that, but obviously, like I said, I'll have a lot of guests on. So, and I was confirmed for a time slot on noon at Fridays. Fridays at noon. That's how that sentence works.
All right, guys. Noon at Fridays.
Noon at Fridays.
And we're live.
Every noon, exactly at Friday.
Yep. Not a little bit before Friday. Not a little bit after Friday. Exactly at Friday.
exactly.
Noon at Friday. So that was just something exciting. We sort of alluded to it a while ago. We were like, yeah, Joe wants to make his own show. We're planning on having an episode, actually, that we were just going to discuss that and like give you ideas. But then as we talked about last week, I poured a bowl of cereal, didn't have any milk, and decided to take 2 weeks off to mentally recover. So we didn't actually get to do that. And also Joe pretty much made up his mind of what he wanted to do beforehand, so it didn't. We didn't end up doing that. But we mentioned it, so I just wanted to mention like that is something that's happening Fridays at noon next semester, starting whenever we get back. I forget when y'all get back, like the 8th or something like that.
I think 11th is the first day of classes, so probably like the 8th. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of planning that still needs to happen, I guess. But we just wanted you guys to be aware to look out for that. Always like shouting out new shows, even if they're competition. But
Well, I mean, it'll only be one more semester before this show goes off the air, and
Exactly.
I get both time slots.
yeah. Wait, what? Is that a thread, or do you have like some sort of plans?
Wouldn't you like to know? Jimbo Hawkins.
Guys, if you ever are just hanging out in Swannanoa, North Carolina, you meet a guy named Jimbo Hawkins, I am in witness protection program. Please help. Okay, yeah, so we just wanted to get that out of the way because I know a lot of people were asking about that, and we're going to listen to a little bit of music, but when we get back, we're going to talk about what's happening with this show next semester because we, in true Smiling Rainbow Unicorn of Doom fashion, have no plan. So we're going to talk about that. Next, right now, we're listening to... I play this song a lot. We're listening to X-Kid by Green Day. Thank you for tuning in to XLR Lander University Radio. We'll see you guys in a minute.
Hello, and we're back to Smiling Rainbow Unicorn of Doom at XLR Lander University Radio. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Something like
that?
All
right.
I'm at the panel now, so I can get some practice with the audio stuff. So.
Yeah. So, just a little bit of background. We just talked about how Joe was having his own show. Now he's just at the front. I was about to say front desk. He's just chilling. He's chilling. He's controlling all the sound and stuff like that. He's making me super low, or these headphones are messed up. I don't know.
No, I didn't change anything.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So, welcome back to the Smiling Rainbow Unicorn of Doom, and thank you for tuning in to XLR Lander University Radio. We were just going to talk about what's happening next semester because I sort of left things up in the air of what's happening next semester. We talked about last week how that we are here Wednesday at 3 o'clock every Wednesday except for every Wednesday after today, which is Wednesday, because we're changing show times. I have a class, and I think Marquez has a class during this time next semester. So we talked to the gods, the station manager, the station manager of XLR, and we got our time changed. It's completely tentative. Of course, it could change, but and we'll update you guys on social media when that happens, if that happens. But for the time being, the Smiling Rainbow Unicorn will no longer be at Wednesdays at 3. It will be Tuesdays at 1 o'clock, which is weird. I've always had the show on Wednesdays. Last year it was Wednesday at 2. Now it's Wednesday at 3, and now it's just Tuesday at 1. By our senior year, it's going to be like Saturday at like 6 in the morning. Just who knows? But
yes,
just when everyone's awake and totally ready to hear us talk. So I just thought that was something to point out, and I didn't really have any set plans of what's going to change next semester, if anything's going to change. I like what's happening right now, and I think a lot of people are enjoying what we're doing right now, which is being ourselves and being just talking about whatever we want to talk about, whatever we find interesting that day. But I did want to leave the floor open if you guys we could just for the next. We don't have that much time left in the show, but if we want to just talk about if there's any ideas you guys have for what we could do next semester, or how you guys have felt about this semester with regards to the show.
I mean, I've definitely enjoyed it a lot this semester. There's been a lot of good times, and I'm happy that people have enjoyed it. Probably, and this is... I sound really loud on this one. It's weird.
Yeah, I'll turn it down, because you sound loud to me, too.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Maybe... All right. That we could have things better planned out, and not like that it was poorly planned out this semester.
Oh, it was.
But I can assist you planning things out next semester, because I didn't do that this semester.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So, I think I get what you're saying. I would choose different. Basically, how it worked this semester is and we're all roommates, so it's been a little easier. So I would walk into their room and say, "All right, guys, we're doing the show this Wednesday, and this is what's happening. This is what we're going to do, and this is what we're going to talk about." And that's not necessarily because I'm a controlling individual. It was a mix of I took the initiative to do that, and you guys didn't for whatever reason. I'm not like, well, yeah, you guys. Yeah. That's just what happened. What happened is I would have an idea. You'd be like, okay, and that was sort of that precedent was set. So he's saying that maybe we should all get together and talk about it next time.
Well, because in a sense, I still think of it like this is your show because you started it.
Yeah, and that's funny because I don't. That's funny.
No. Well, I think of it now like it's our show,
right? Which is awesome, and that's what I wanted. Sorry,
but that's what I'm saying. Now this being our show, I feel like I should take initiative to also help plan things out because the episodes where we have something that kind of keeps us going throughout the whole thing, I feel like are usually better.
Okay, and that makes sense.
Just because it helps the conversation feel more guided, and then, you know, it's natural, but it's not like unfocused. So,
Because it's always going to be natural. We've definitely never scripted this show out.
No.
I used to do bullet points of what I wanted to talk about, but it sort of just became, which I'm happy this is what happened. It became, I didn't need that, because we would have a topic that would either last us the entire time, or if it didn't, we were able to talk regardless. And maybe we could plan it out more. But I am glad that we're to the point where we're all comfortable enough here and comfortable enough with each other. We can just talk and we can still be funny, even if we don't have this, like, we don't have a set thing that we talk, or we don't have a big guiding thing. Because sometimes we do, like, if you want to be a DJ, you'll find out that some things you think you can talk about the whole time and you can't, or you find out that you think you can talk about something for about 30 seconds and move on to something else, and it takes longer. So it's just something to think about, is that we can all plan stuff out more. Because I agree, if we have a big topic, it typically goes better. There's not a lot of silences. There's not a lot of
yeah.
And I don't think there are like too many silences now, anyways. But
here's a hot topic, hot question.
Hot topic.
No, not hot. I couldn't think of a word.
I have PTSD from Hot Topic because they never called me back after I applied for their job.
What were your guys' favorite episodes this semester?
Ooh.
I mean, I guess ever, but like this semester, probably be more.
When I was by myself, no. When you guys weren't here, I was happy. Oh man, I think the first episode, I don't remember. We had a Q&A, is what we did. I don't remember it super well because it's been so long, but the first episode this semester, I remember we got out of it, and we had a Q&A, but we were all the questions were really awesome. There were a lot of them. It was funny. And I remember getting out of that episode thinking, okay, this is going to work, because we didn't really have a plan. We just had questions, and it still was really funny, and still we talked for a long time. And that was something I guess I'm always worried about, is will we be able to talk for the extended period of time. I remember thinking, okay, this is going to work, and I'm excited to come in next week.
I'll have to go back and watch the first episode again, because I don't really remember it.
I don't either, but I remember that feeling of, all right,
okay,
this is it, and this is going to work, and whatever we're doing right now is working.
I'll have to see if the content reflects that. Marquez?
I like the episode where you asked us the question where you're in a checkout aisle.
Yeah.
Oh, the three things?
Yeah, the three things with the door and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was funny. So
yeah, that was funny.
We've done 3 Q&As. This is going to be our 7th episode this semester. It could have been longer, but some things popped up, as I stated earlier, the milk incident. So we could have had more episodes, but we didn't. We could have had probably about 10 episodes if certain things hadn't happened. But we had 7 episodes. We have 3 of them were Q&As, because I enjoy doing that. And I think we all enjoy, like, just having it's not just us anymore, right? It's other people contributing in thinking of things to say that we would never be able to think about, like the ravioli thing, or the are 3 things that if you go into you're trying to freak the cashier out with only using 3 items. I don't remember what you said. I remember I said a child-sized T-shirt, a stuffed animal, and a towel. And I won't go into why I said that right now. You can go back and watch that episode. I don't remember which one it was, but that one was fun though. And I try not to do that too often though, because the more I post on my Instagram, hey, we're doing this Q&A, the less responses I get, because it makes sense. People get burned out of that.
Aside from obviously the mascot one, which I did enjoy quite a lot, the last episode, last week's, was great.
Really? Okay.
Well, the kitty cat bit was hilarious. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of good questions, and I'm still waiting for that DM about the ravioli.
You're never getting that.
Well, they better. I mean, I need this.
No, I already gave him mine.
Ooh.
I beat you to the offer.
So he doesn't need you anymore, Joe. You rejected them.
I didn't. The first episode, I told them to PM me.
No, the first episode you happened. I think they probably sensed the apprehension, and Marquez was so readily available to just give out his ravioli. So
yes.
I think that was really what set them off.
Listen, I love sharing my food with other people.
Especially when you have to package it and send it halfway across the country.
Listen, that makes it all the better.
Adds flavor and texture.
Yes. With the little mold and stuff like that.
Yeah, and just it cold.
A little earthy feel to it.
That gross. All right, that's really nasty. But yeah, and that's the fun part too. I think we could probably just turn this into, if you are listening right now and you don't have your own show, or you think about making a podcast or something like that, I think the first thing and the most, and I'll ask you guys this: what have you learned from doing this show with me, and what you want to take into your show, Joe? Is that the first thing that should be most important, especially since we're not getting paid to do this. Mm-hmm. We're doing this completely because we think it's fun. Is that if you're not happy with what you're doing, it's going to show, and you're not going to be excited for it. When I first started this show, it was by myself, and I did movie reviews and album reviews and TV show reviews, and I remember not being excited to come into the studio. And that's just because movie reviews weren't my thing. I didn't really particularly enjoy talking about movies that much. I love watching movies. I love watching shows like that, but I didn't enjoy just listening to or talking about that in that way. So I wasn't really excited to go. And I remember I had like 5. I did like 5. I came in here 5 times that whole semester because I just didn't enjoy doing it. And I remember thinking, okay, well, I just don't feel like going this week, so I'm just not going to because I didn't enjoy it. And then next semester happened, and Jackson, Joe, and I got in here, and I was like, okay, this is what I need to do. I need to have other people to bounce off of. I need to have other people to be here with me because that's when I enjoy it more. So that's what I did. And I'm talking too much, but the point is, if you are not enjoying this, if you're not enjoying the show, that's going to show. And also, just for you, I mean, you're spending an hour a week doing something you don't enjoy, which isn't fun. So if you don't enjoy it, at least this is if you don't enjoy it, figure out what you can do to enjoy it, or just cut your losses and don't do it, because I don't really see a point. If I'm not enjoying this, I'm not going to do it next semester. That won't happen, but if I didn't enjoy this would not be something I would do every week.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Yes. I agree. I'm having fun. I enjoy this.
All right.
You got one more?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Joe's really happy all the time. I don't know.
Very happy.
It's true. We feed him. We give him shelter. We sometimes
I'm very well tended to.
Yeah.
I wish you could see his smile right now.
He's always smiling.
Always look at that.
Look at that. Oh yeah.
It's just a beautiful smile.
Yeah.
Award winning. Don't sniff.
Stop. What did we say about breathing in the mic?
I'll punch it.
Okay, that's another thing, is that if you have stupid friends who like to punch the mic literally every episode, don't invite them to your show.
I did it this episode where you guys were talking.
Did you really?
Well, I didn't punch it, but I scratched it on accident.
It's
what are you doing? Yeah, he just dances every time.
He's just so used to beating the unicorn up, he just beats anything.
Yeah, it's it's instinctual.
Yeah. All right. Because what? Do you have anything to add for what you've learned from this so far? Because I know you're not a mass comm major. You haven't really done anything in this capacity before. So do you have what have you taken away from this?
Well, what I've taken away is just just having fun and interacting with your friends. The very first episode that I did with you, it was really fun. I enjoyed talking about Spider-Man and stuff, and then the movie night we had where we watched Pulp Fiction, then talked about it the next day.
Right.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
And all I've taken away from this is just having fun and interacting with other people.
Right. Yeah, and that's the fun part. I wouldn't say that I shouldn't say that if you're not doing it with friends, you're not going to have fun. That's not true. A lot of people can be very. I didn't mean to look at you. Yeah. I just said that and then stared at Joe.
Yeah.
You're not going to have fun without us. So,
some people are very proficient at being entertaining by themselves, and that's how do you think YouTubers started out? They're very good by themselves. I just haven't been, and I that's not what I enjoy doing. So that's where I'm coming from, I guess, is my point of view. But
yeah,
do you? What right now first thing off the top of your head, if you had a topic for next semester, what we would talk about. Marquez, I mean.
Maybe like maybe like a game we play or something like
That's
that.
stupid, and I hate you.
I know.
Wow.
It's all I can think about it.
Poser.
It's just
You're just trying to steal Joe's shtick.
no.
My
like,
shtick, which I stole from him.
Yeah. You can't. He already stole it from me. You can't.
and listen,
threw it,
you
stealing.
keep acting like that, I'ma stick it to you.
Oh, that was... You finally got a
think
good
that-
roast from last week.
I don't. It was it.
That was clever, at least.
Haha. Wordplay.
Yeah.
Right. So.
We could just play League. Play.
Oh
On
wait,
air.
that's what you were talking about.
No.
You had to play a game on air.
Yeah.
Not on air. If we do it on air, then they'll just hear us like yelling and curse and just hear keys.
So what were you trying to say then?
Like, I don't know. Like we can just play a game and like kind of like I guess give a review, but not really. Like more so just talk about like what we enjoyed about the game.
Okay. So and that makes sense. So Marquez really loves video games. I don't personally love video games that much, but it makes sense that you would want to talk about that more. And we'll try to do that, I guess, because we did have an episode where we did specifically talk about League of Legends. I remember that one I didn't post to YouTube because I didn't have a YouTube channel then. But okay, no, and that makes sense. That's cool. So, Joe, right on top of your head, what would we do?
What I think could be fun, if you gather it either over winter break or like closer to when it actually
I see
starts.
how you've immediately said, I gather.
Well, all of us. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
I just thought that was
yeah,
I just thought that was funny. My idea is that you do. Okay. Yeah.
do another Q&A idea. Obviously, this would be later down the line, but specifically a Q&A about, like, what should we do for the first episode? And then instead of, like, doing that, we talk about what the ideas that people are, and maybe do them, like, in, like, tiny little bunches, you know?
Okay.
Also, that's just free ideas, so...
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Actually, I really like that. And then we could look at it and be like, oh, okay, maybe we could actually make this into a whole episode, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or just So that'd be awesome. Actually, I really like that.
Which, of
idea.
course, has to depend on if you want to do a Q&A,
And
especially as the first episode,
right.
but...
And I want to. Well, yeah, we have about a month, so I'll wait. But that'd be cool, and I'll talk to people I know, and you guys can talk to people you know. Okay, I really like that idea. I should point out a lot of my humor and a lot of the ideas for this show obviously are not mine. A lot of them come from either. I used to watch. I don't really watch either of these shows anymore, but I used to watch two web shows. One was called Machinima Respawn Inbox. I can't, in good conscience, recommend that show just because it's insanely inappropriate. But I totally recommend it. But that's where a lot of the Q&A some questions I ask you guys come from, or a lot of funny things I say come from Machinima Respawn Inbox. And of course, I either censor it or don't say the things that I definitely can't say on air. Yeah. And then a lot of my activities we do come from a show I used to watch called, I'm sure you got, called Good Mythical Morning. I used to watch that show a lot, so they had a lot of ideas similar to that. So it's good to take ideas from different places. I'm not going to say that everything's been done, but most things have been done before. So it's good to just have our own spin. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I mean, it's just a game show. Well, it's a game. It's not just a game show. We're not doing the game show. Nobody's listening for the game show. People are listening to hear us do the game show, right? So no, I'm saying like people aren't going to listen to your show for like, oh, it's a game show. I'm going to listen. They're going to listen to it because, oh, it's Joe and Marquez are doing this game show. You know, like we're not what we're doing. We are,
but who we are.
But it's who we are that really matters, and we're all just insanely horrible people. And I'm glad that you guys are listening.
I just had a thought.
Okay.
Maybe like one show we can read like creepypastas or something like that.
No, what?
That could actually be funny though.
Could it?
Yeah.
If we do
If
bad
we
ones.
tailored it, we would do bad ones. The point would be to do humorous.
Okay, I would have to look into that one. Oh, I do have something I know we're going to do next semester.
Oh.
So I downloaded an app recently
Apps are great.
called My Horse Prince.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm familiar.
It is a dating sim. And it's like a typical anime dating sim. Definitely not my thing. But it's about a girl and literally a horse that has a human head.
The Horse Prince.
Yes.
Right.
My Horse Prince.
It's not a centaur. It's like a centaur in reverse, almost.
Yeah.
But Yeah, so it's pretty horrible, and I want to play it. I'm going to play it with my sister because we think it'd be hilarious. And then I'll screenshot some of the funniest lines, because we definitely won't do it on air because I can't guarantee that will be something we can say on air.
Yes.
But I intend on playing through the entire thing, and I will screenshot the best quotes, and we're going to act them out. And that is something we're going to do. Maybe not the first episode coming back, but I do intend on doing that because I'm depraved in that way.
I would like to note that when you said centaur in reverse, all I thought about like
a horse head and
human body.
Okay.
You just mean like a shortened centaur, like just the head instead of
just the head
body.
and then a completely horse body. Exactly.
It doesn't speak English. All it does is neigh.
I don't.
Like,
you're talking
like
about
a human neigh.
A human neigh.
All right. Like what would that sound like?
No.
Well, it sounds like whatever the heck just came out of my mouth.
Nay.
Did you just say
Nay.
Nay.
I do have another
let's
idea.
Just spend the next 10 minutes neighing.
Okay.
We have actually 3 minutes. I don't know where
I was about to say we're starting to run out of time.
Give the carrot.
But we could also do. You know how there's like the would you press the button website? That could be fun.
Okay, so I did over when I was sick, I got I wrote down a bunch of ideas. One of those was would you rather. One of those was would you press the button. And we never ended up doing that. I don't know why. I guess I forgot to tell you guys about that. But I did want to do that one. So I'm glad you brought that up because that reminded me to do that.
That would be an awesome idea.
Okay, yeah. So we do have a lot of ideas. We are running out of time though, so I just wanted to say, from the bottom of my heart, why?
From the bottom of my heart.
From the bottom of my heart. Oh my God. Thank you guys so much for listening to the show. It really does mean a lot. I don't tend to look at the views the YouTube video gets, because more than 3 is more than enough for me to feel like this is awesome. Because I know one of those is mine because I have to watch through it to make sure it uploaded correctly. Yeah. So just more than, and I know one person who always watches it. So just more than like 2 or 3 is really enough for me to be like, man, this is awesome, and this is what I'm glad somebody's enjoying this. And if we're gonna really make you smile, that's really what the point of this is, because it makes us smile. Well, sometimes.
If we can make you smile, if we can make you unicorn, if we can make you rainbow, and we can make you doom, then that's what we're here for.
And that's our new slogan, guys. Thank you so much.
It's very long and very stupid.
Yeah, it's really, I don't know why it's a really bad slogan, actually. But that's what we're all about. Is doing everything. That's really actually what we're all about, is doing everything in the worst way possible. You ever seen our logo? It's pretty horrible. You ever seen the name of the show? It's pretty horrible, but it works. So, I guess this is it for today, guys, but thank you guys so much for tuning in every single week, and thank you for tuning in to XLR Lander University Radio. Coming up next is Off the Bench. Is a sports show if you're into that, and that goes from 4 to 6. So thank you guys so much for listening, and we will be back next semester, bigger and better than ever. You guys stay awesome. Peace.
Bye-bye.